for quite a long time. Maybe because we are here at the Diplomatic Academy, it is worth remembering that due to him, we were reopened in the year 1964-65, because when he was foreign minister at that time, he had a strong feeling, and I fully agree, that Austria needs an international education for people working in the international field. At that time, mainly to have young diplomats, young Austrian diplomats, and it started here as a quite small undertaking in 1964-65 with about 20 to 30 students coming to this place. But Kرا이sky said from the very beginning, what's important is we need an international curriculum. So he got the best people from Austrian university, American university, to prepare a curriculum. And then he said, we have to open up to the democratic Western liberal world. That's why the first director was an immigrant, actually, who returned.
He came from Austria. He was an active socialist already before the war. He went to exile in Sweden with Olof Palme and Willy Brandt. They were together. Came back. There were a few bad years in between. Came back to the regular loved Austria that he had. Became foreign minister, became chancellor. And all this process, he really felt as if this is an example I also write in the book, I think, which influenced him dramatically, was that he fought as a socialist against the Dollfuss dictatorship. And he found himself in jail for a short period of time. In this jail, he sat with a Nazi who also fought the Dollfuss dictatorship from a different angle. And they became friends. And yeah, I see shocked faces, but this incident here really changed the course of his life. He felt like he protected Kرا이sky, he helped him, and Kráiský felt thankful to him, which made him have this vision. Yes, of course, Nazism was bad. He never supported it, obviously, but there were the bad Nazis and where the Jewish future is going if we don't do a state. And I think what went on, as you mentioned correctly, the bourgeois or the Jews who lived a very good life in Austria, despite the anti-Semitism or the years before, he was part of that. And for him, truly, it was his place. He felt part of it. And even though also bringing me back to the elections of 1970, when Klaus ran against him the first time as chancellor, his campaign was, Klaus, ein echter Österreicher.
The Occupation or that Austria was the first victim of the Third Reich. Do you feel this is again motivated by realpolitik and pragmatism, or do you think there was more to it? Because in other parts of the book you describe him as a visionary, who was very forward-looking. On that subject, he wasn't very forward-looking, if one could say.
Yeah, and it's a great question which I tried to answer until the end, and I didn't really get an answer, because when we talk about Peter and the incident, you can say realpolitik, he needs a majority, he needs to form a majority, you do that, it's understandable. When you go to certain parts of Austria, you have a majority of former Nazis there, you need to be elected, again, you need to show that you're pragmatic, you speak about higher education, about healthcare, about books for schools, you don't talk